Now, you brought up the ingredients. We got to talk about that because you just
Yeah.
went on Twitter with the shitty pepper and the
Oh,
shitty eggs and all of that.
people are killing me.
What are you telling people now? Go out to the farmers markets, go out to wherever you can get and look at the better ingredients.
I mean, look, I know that not everybody can afford to pay $7 a pound for a great tomato, but buy a great tomato and put it up against a commodity tomato. Realize that your tomatoes are picked when they're unripened. Okay, they're unripened. And the reason why they do that is so that they can travel from California to Philadelphia. Okay, that's why they're doing that. They're pumping it with gas to make it red so that by the time it gets here, it's red on the shelf. And our problem as Americans, I believe, is that one, we're highly influenced by the appearance of what it all is, the packaging, what's happening. You know, you walk to a grocery store's trash bin at the end of the night, and you go to the dumpster, which is completely enclosed, and there's so much food that goes into there. It's just a waste because people aren't going to buy the ugly looking tomato. They're going to buy the nicest looking tomato. Me, I pull my tomatoes from my vines out back. And it's not like I have a massive garden. I live in the suburbs of Philadelphia over here. I'm not on a sprawling acreage. But I pull my tomatoes right before they're ripe so that they can then ripen up on my counter. They sit on my counter for a couple so they can ripen up. That's the way that it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to be able to pull from a vine and put it on your plate. That's what farm to table is. Farm to table's changed to, Cisco to table in reality when it comes to it. Anybody who understands the business, it's Cisco to table. Um, but I want people to start asking questions about where their food came from. I want people to stop walking into a grocery store and just buying ground, pre-ground black pepper and then telling me that you don't like pepper in your food because you've never had a fresh ground black peppercorn. I want people to use real salt. I don't like iodized salt because it leaves a tinny flavor in your mouth and it's not a good salt. So for me, I have 7 different types of salts on my counter that I use all the time, from a flake sea salt to a mineral salt that goes into my pasta, to smoked salts that I finish things with. I want people to look at the ingredients and start to buy a better quality of product. When you buy chicken from a grocery store, a commodity-based chicken, it's been fed so that we can get those chickens as big, as plump, and as as quickly as possible onto a shelf. Last night I bought 2 beautiful chickens from Whole Foods. Doesn't have to just be Whole Foods, but it was a Bell and Evans. It's a naturally raised product. It's air chilled, so it's not bleached, it's not frozen, and it's a different tasting product. The chicken itself just tastes better. And I don't have to mask it with a whole bunch of stuff. It's why when I cook, I use minimalistic ingredients because I want the flavor of the food to shine. And then the accoutrement that I put around the outside of it, or the side dishes or whatnot, are really going to kind of mimic and match flavors like that so that it's a complete meal. So I want people to look at better products. I understand not everybody can pay $8 a dozen for eggs like I did yesterday. I understand that. Okay. But to me, the price for good food, I have to pay for it. And honestly, the more people that buy the better product, the cheaper the price goes. Okay. You're able to get a $3 chicken nugget from McDonald's because it's shit food, boys and girls. It's just shit food. It's loaded with chemicals. It's loaded with antibiotics. It's half the time it's not even real chicken. They're putting products on there to make things stick, to make it look good, to make it taste good. They're adding in all this extra crap and chemicals into the food because we accept it. That's the thing. You go to anywhere else in the world, we don't accept those things in our food. Hershey's in the United States is different than Hershey's overseas. Coke is different in the United States than it is overseas because they don't allow the products that we allow in our country in our food. And do you really want to go down the wormhole? Look at the fact that autism has grown exponentially just in the last 10 years. 8 in 1, 1 in 8 children is born with autism, which has gone up from 1 in 16 over the last 5 years. We wonder where these things are coming from, unfortunately. And I am a massive proponent for kids with different abilities across the board. My charities all include that. But we have to take a look at why this stuff is happening, what is going on. You know, I mean, it's something that's really important to take a look at. Major.
Well, we've had